Hey, Facebook. I always start out with Facebook. I guess I missed my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But YouTube. How are y'all doing? It's about 7:45 in Cali right now. I'm popping in right now to go ahead and address or answer that question or proposed um, thought to be more vulnerable. You know, from 13 Moon Tarot. I can't remember your name right now. And so, um, personally, for me, I have been vulnerable. I don't know what, uh, you know, I can't palette it in any different way than I've been vulnerable. I've been pissed. Been pissed. Okay, I've always the thing where the love, the love and everything. You know what I'm saying, and I usually write it out like evil. What I mean by that is, love spelled backwards is really evil. Okay, Loveeovl is evil. Okay, so if we go ahead and continue to spell Eovlove, okay, so we have evil love, and everybody's already experienced that. Everybody's experienced 151 on the clock, evil and love. So we experience that of which is negative, and everybody's experienced a negative love, right? And everyone has also experienced a positive love to to some degree. To some degree, people have experienced a positive love. So with those things right there, I've shared already. Um, as far as if you want, some of those vulnerable times and everything, all we have to do is again, it's any spiritual book that you pick up, any TV you turn on, any movie you go see, every single thing that they project to us is that our story. Every single thing. So, say for instance, in the Old Testament mentality, the 39 chapters and so forth, all of those things that we went through, okay, of being, you know, abundant, and then being enslaved, and then even as far as in Shemot or Exodus, okay, Shemot meaning names, and Exodus, okay, meaning to leave up out of there, wherever it is that we are, because our Egypt is wherever we're at. Egypt is wherever we're at, So that in or, you know what I'm saying? The first one of Avram and Sarai, they're supposed to go ahead and say, leave your family, leave everybody, okay? And the two of you go ahead and go, and I'll tell you where to go to. And so these are things that each and every one of us have experienced, heard of, or had to do. And whether we've had parents or whomever with us, or no parents at all. Okay, so we've all had to go ahead and do those things. And for a synopsis on it is like this for me. When we look at that of all those 39 chapters and everything, okay, every single time, there was a Christ, okay, Mashiach, who rose up at every single time. Avram, Noah was the first one there. The seventh from Adam. Noah was the first one there. He said, "Hey, everybody, get inside the ark." A lot of people didn't know. Him and huckled and chuckled. You know what I'm saying? But then they go ahead and leave you the clue. Okay, they leave you the clue. They say everybody chuckled except for 8 of them. Okay, 8 of them, and that 8 was really music. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, and what happens with it's really 7 of them, but when you get to the 8th one, you go up to another octave and so forth. We see that also over inside of what the I Ching. Okay, we see there they use the same square, 8 by 8 square for the I Ching magic square. 613 on the clock. It's just the application of it to every system is what it is, and every story for every book that we are in, whether it's the I Ching, which is the book of changes, and that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about changes, talking about negative changes and positive changes. In the I Ching, it goes ahead and tells you, hey, we have the 6 degrees of circles and so forth. Friends we have, or 6 directions of space and everything. North, south, east, west, up and down. Okay, so they did that also for the 6th ether. You know what I'm saying? Because we have it's 9 directions of space and so forth. But they would go ahead and cut that in half. So point being is like in every situation we have everybody got choices. E40 just hitting right now for me. I'm sorry. Everybody got choices. Even when we go over to Krishna, hey, told Arjuna to do what? Kill him. People get scared, because this material world, they don't understand this is a freaking avatar. This is all we know. But even to the particular point of every single time in that Old Testamente or even the New Testamente testamentality. In Exodus 20:20, this is a vision 20:20, he says, I have come to prove you. That means to test you. So therefore, we know it's going to be a test. No one has gone through no matter when you go to work, school, whatever, there's always a test. 8:06 on the clock to become what? That Elohim. Okay? The numerical value for Elohim is 86. Agent 86, Maxwell Smart. Okay? And then, but who was really running it for the world right here as we just got finished? 99. Okay, so that's Allah. And she was feminine. And so even when we go back to one story of when Lilith said, I will not bow down to man, that right there was not man like you or woman like you or me, and we're both androgynous. That was to the Moorish, Americanish. These are the Ishites, nationalists. That's the Ish right there too. 9/11 on the clock, and throughout each of those times, right now, this is the point that I'm giving all these examples and everything, is because every single time our ancestors came and saved us by direct order of the Most High and Big Mama. But it's at this point in time that we have to go ahead and do it, each of us. So even inside, if you get inside the question you propose and everything is kind of like unfair in a sense, because everyone can see, for one, all the different obstacles that one has gone through, and even put their mental, their heart, their money, you know, out because someone spoke something and, hey, all right, well, I want to meet him. I don't have much, but I'm going to go ahead and fucking do it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab him something. And, hey, and it's fucking, and then they don't show. And then even though you're on a little tight budget or have nothing at all, you just spent something and you don't have. So now you're going to be in lack and everything because you were waiting for, so you already saw everything. That's the vulnerability that everything has been seen. But it doesn't necessarily mean that where a person, you have to see a person in, you know, anguish or something like that. Because we know people. By now, everybody already know people too. Okay? And that's just people. We also know the bots. We also know the devils. We also know the demons. We also know the little tricksters, you know, uh, the Indian givers, for lack of a better word, as growing up, I mean, niggers. We fucking know what niggers are. You know what I'm saying? We know what fragility is, having having someone actually come and address you on some matters that you think that you're privileged on for whatever reason and everything, and then they still go ahead and try and gaslight you. You know, you know. We know all of that. We know what it is to be hungry. As they went inside the desert and say, "Oh, we miss all the dainty meals and meats and so forth, and you're just giving us this manna which we receive daily and everything, and it's light, and we miss all the robust type of thing." We were fucking whiners. You know, even to the point to where you see, if someone is chosen for whatever reason, we got the fucking whiners sitting up here saying, "Well, why does he get it? Well, why does she get it all the time?" And they're sitting up there fat. I mean, literally fat, plump fat, because they fucking eating so much, and don't exercise. They waddle. You know, uh, especially over here in America, 1313. Wow, 1313. That's crazy for America. Especially over here in America. When you go to other countries and everything, you don't see that many fat people. So, and we're not talking about PHAT. So it's a lot of, and you try to go ahead and everybody's tried to help everybody, even with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and everything. All the songs of Willy Wonka was talking about Oompa, oompa, listen to me. If you're smart, you'll be. And check out those songs and everything. They've been instructing us what to do all along for the whole time. So those are the vulnerabilities that whether we have within ourselves that we either don't express, or we do express, or we see it and don't necessarily need to express it, And what it is people have gotten so, using different lines to say what is politically correct and not correct to go ahead and say and speak, then everybody's so fucking fragile rock, So that's the rock that they went ahead, the people of the rock, they done made everything so fragile and then made it a law. If you say it and everything, then fucking A, then you're bad. You're evil. And we're going to lay down the hammer and shit, because we can't touch this. You know what I'm saying? So vulnerability. Never let them see you sweat. That's what I say. Even when you're sweating, because if you already know, or if you don't know that whatever is going to supposed to happen, it's going to happen. And at that point in time, either you're going to sink or you're going to fucking swim. You're going to fight or you're going to flight. There's no other two ways. You know what I'm saying? There's no other ways about it. So that's about the most vulnerable of reality that I can give you and everything. Because even as my uncle, I don't even know what to call him anymore. Fake uncle John used to say, everybody has been vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a problem that they had to get in through. So stand the fucking line. I don't have to tell you all of my problems. No. For one, that right there gives. See, we can watch. See, you guys have the whole thing of watching me and all of mine. I don't get to see any of you. I don't get to see any of you go through any of your shit right now. You know what I'm saying? With all your CCTVs. So why would I show you or tell you any vulnerability? So the next person can say, "Oh, there's a kink right there." No, you can go ahead and watch the videotapes, and you can go ahead and try and figure it out yourself how you're going to go ahead and see and beat your opponent. Okay? Or learn from your opponent. It's not necessarily a thing that have to be a battle. You can just learn the same stuff and then make it your own. It doesn't have to be. So that vulnerability thing is, I think it's like a projection type of a thing to go ahead and ask for. And I'm not going to accept the fact that you say spirit says to go ahead and do that. That's not me. I'm not accepting that. That's something that you want it, maybe, but not spirit. Because the spirit is about life and life in the fullest. And we all know what life in the fullest is. We know it. So the only thing we're doing right now is remembering. And so with these retrograde periods, again, like I stated before, or if we go through the cycle again, we fail, we get up and we fail better again, we fail. Now some people, they just give the fuck up. They're going to be going back through this cycle again. But it's and a lot of those are people's contracts too. They 182 on the clock. That's numerical value for Jacob, Yaakov. So it's some PCs here that just some NPCs and everything that are just, they sign up to be NPCs every single time. So why would I go ahead and just ask Most High what are some of his vulnerabilities, or Big Mama what are some of hers? You ask him. They tell you they do tell you, hey, 193 on the clock, 1903. He gets angry. That's a vulnerability sometimes. It depends on, hey, sometimes you don't necessarily, get angry, but with the Most High, it's righteous and everything, but still even the office that everybody holds, these are offices and everything, the titles, like Anu is a title. It's not just a name. It's a title, and everyone has gone through these things, whether it be from the Most High to a page or private. Everyone has gone through these stages of life and love and no love, and so there's no need to explain the vulnerabilities, because it's really inside of each page that you turn inside of each book. So I mean, that's about the best I could do for it. You know, yeah, that's about the best I can do for that one. You know, even as I sit up and read with you guys that some of the poetry from Dorothy Barr, she's explaining all the love and the hate and being vulnerable, and I've explained it myself. I explained it myself too. So I don't know what else one is looking for. So uh, I've done the best that I can. I've done the best that I can, and that's all we got to do. Also, you know, that's all we have to do is the best we can in every situation, and that is vulnerability. That is vulnerability. See through whether one makes it or not. One gets angry. Like just what 1 2 days ago, I'm batting bitches left and right. Calling bitches and everything too. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? And just to go ahead and chill. Shit, I don't want to fucking have to do all of this. You know, but when it's time, whatever we have to do, then we got 21, then we have to go ahead and do that. So they thought we are vulnerable, and they thought that, hey, you're going to stay in a certain place and a certain, and that's so that you've already seen the vulnerability, you know. So it was a that was a weird question. I'm not going to lie to you. And even though I think it's beautiful to go ahead and be able to share and teach, like they did with Republic and everything, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and Glaucon, and they were saying, it's 22:07 on the clock. Hey, what about this over here? Do you think we're going to need this over? It's a question form as opposed to making a statement, of vulnerability. So the way in the question form and everything, it is, when you ask a question and respond in the question even, then that furthers it. It doesn't necessarily, give you a cookie cutter way to go ahead and say, well, this is a vulnerable spot right here. No, it doesn't, because everything is vulnerable. Every step we take, we don't know. In a general sense, we know where we're going, but we don't know how another one's going to react to that. So I hope I answered your question. I hope I answered your question and everything, because there's some of us that are younger, and then some of us that are older. And even though we're younger, doesn't necessarily mean you don't necessarily know the answer. And even though you're older, it definitely don't mean you fucking know the answer, because we see it like a lot of old dummies. Sorry. And we just have those who are younger and more and less inexperienced. So, you know, that's the way I kind of look at it and everything. But I hope that answers your question. I hope that answers your question. It was cool. It's good. It's one that I would not ask anybody to show their vulnerability, because you can see it. You can see if a person's like, hey, went down in stature or demeanor or energy in an energy. Remember, everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. So you can see if an energy, vibration, or frequency went down. That's the vulnerability right there. He had to go down for a minute and say, oh, or she, oh, or do the dog, twist the dog, face and everything. What the fuck was that? That type of shit. But it's all good. It's all good. We're moving ahead. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up. You all have a great evening, and we will check back with you when we do. Okay. All right. Keep loving me. Keep loving you. Be fruitful and multiply, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Ciao, ciao.